Very good for networking. This switch works just as expected. One could argue that 16 ports is a bit misleading as you have to use one of them as the incoming connection port, but maybe that is standard. I'm no switch expert. I was a bit confused on where you plug in the incoming connection from the router, but apparently you can plug it into any of the ports and it detects it, which is what the MDI/MDIX cable dedication is, I believe. I've been using Magic Jack for years, but for some reason it does not work when plugged into the switch. But since I still have 4 ports off the router, I plugged it back in there and it works off the router, just not the switch. No idea what that is all about, but I'd assume it's a Magic Jack issue and not the switch. I'm currently adding additional network jacks to the house and this will grow perfectly with the new jacks I'm adding. I've been using an old Cisco switch for some time and it was long overdue to be updated. As for setting this up, it's pretty much plug and play technology really. As I see it, if you have multiple Ethernet plugs, you need a good switch and this is it. Great switch. If you need to turn one Ethernet connection into 4, this is the switch for you. Simply plug and play. We were up and running within 5 minutes of taking it out of the box. Wi-Fi was good, but this is better. I purchased this to replace a TrendNet 16-port switch which had failed 2 times in a few years span. I own a Linksys router and it works great, so I figured I would spend a little more and get the Linksys switch. Smart move so far. It is working great and was very simple to install. There is really nothing to configure since it is unmanaged, so it's just plug in and go. The only negative I found was that it doesn't come with a bracket to mount it vertical as shown in my photo. The bracket included is meant for a rack-style system to mount it horizontal. I used the included bracket and secured them to my mounting board vertically. I then used VHP double-sided tape to secure the switch on the back and bottom of both sides. It holds very well and I don't foresee any issues. I will update this review in case of any failures, but so far so good. This is for the 5-port switch. It works very well in allowing us to expand our home network. I was able to add 2 printers that were wireless and a wall jack back into our network. I still have 1 port empty. What to do with that? Solid construction and has the ability to be wall mounted. Does not come with an Ethernet cord, so plan accordingly. This is a solid switch and fit into my home rack perfectly. I'm not a geek nor a computer whiz. I bought a house with a full rack system that is all my AV components for the entire house and am learning as I go or need. I had slow, less than what I was paying for, internet speeds with a gigabit modem and router. I noticed that the original switch was 10/100ths and was the bottleneck. My speeds were 70 megabytes per second before and 125 megabytes per second after. This unit is plug and play and comes with everything you need to mount it in a typical rack. I had a 24-port switch, but was only using 14, so I opted for the 16-port since I'm not planning to expand and figured 2 spare was sufficient. Click link in description for more reviews.